Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. Speaking of, if you are new here, I highly recommend, if you like the format of this video and you want to learn hand lettering, go back to the beginning of the 2022 lettering playlist. The videos in the playlist should be in chronological order. The first video is going to be all about paper and pens, the tools that you need to be successful. And then it'll start with a letter a week. We're up to week like 33-ish, I think. You'll learn the lowercase letters, not in alphabetical order, but in an order that makes sense as far as learning the strokes. And then we'll start in that capital letters, and those will be in alphabetical order. So, we are on F this week. August challenge is up on all of my social media channels. I put it up last week. We get to practice February this week. And you guys, I as much as I hate lowercase f, I love capital F or majuscule F. I never would have guessed it, but it's close to, if not definitely is, my favorite of all the capital letters. I don't know why. I think it's easy and I think it turns out beautiful and it's very repeatable. So I guess that's the trade-off with F. Don't love the lowercase, do love the capital. Let me know in the comments after you've practiced your F if you feel the same way. So let's get started. F, I decided it was a no-brainer. It was easy. I'm just phoning it in. I'm going with florals for F. I had fun picking florals that these look kind of summery. They could tend toward fall. If I had chosen like an orange washi to pair with it, I think it would have definitely skewed more toward fall. But I think late summer, these are pretty good. And I did go with a pink Simply Gilded washi. I think this is from a Valentine's Day collection maybe last year or maybe even this year, because it's got tiny little hearts in the confetti there. So I'm going to get started. I'm just going to do the my normal. This is the Pink Blooms book from the Rainbow set that Live Love Posh did, but you can buy these, if they're not sold out, you can buy these individually as hiccups as well now. I've been getting hiccups a lot lately. If you watch all my videos, you'll notice me saying that a lot lately. So I'm gonna get started. Just gonna do my washi tape around the outside edges. Don't pull it super tight. All the normal yada yada. I have the link in my description box for, it's a coupon code. If you sign up for Simply Gilded's No Spam newsletter, and it truly is no spam, you guys can probably recite this with me by now. You get a coupon for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I get that same coupon. So I'm just gonna do my normal. I'm gonna do the washi along the edges, which is, by the time I have fast forwarded this, is already done by the time I'm saying this to you. And then I'm gonna do the florals down the center and across the top, and I'll be back. Enjoy the music or fast forward, whatever works for you. Okay, so for bullet points, I think I'm just going to go with the pink and orange and green hearts. I'm just going to rotate through those real quick. Hi, Jazzy. Is it lunchtime? Excuse me. Well, we'll feed him lunch today before we actually get started lettering so that I don't waste getting warmed up. There we go. All right, so let's write in our words, feed the cat some lunch, and then we'll get going. So I'm just grabbing a Papermate flare. So we're gonna learn capital F for fuzzball. And then we'll do fizz or fuzz. Flux. So again, just trying to get through all of the different lowercase letters so we don't get too rusty on any of them. Fort. So this will be right here, the L. Oh, he's playing with the paper on the floor behind me. This will be our ascender right next to the capital F. So just to make sure we're not creating something that'll cause a problem for us randomly down the road. Foggy, or I guess fogey. There's only one G, so fogey, old fogey. Frap. So you'll be able to write your Starbucks order. And then last but not least, the month that starts with F, February. So these words are pretty much the same as last year. If you want to see more practice, or if you want to see how I did last year versus this year in actual practice, except for this word right here. So, all right, I am going to zoom in and pick pens, and I'll be back. Okay, smushy food has been delivered. We've zoomed in and I've chosen my pens. So from firmest to softest, because I'm heavy-handed, I have the Tombow Fudenosuke in pink, darker pink. I have the green Zebra Funwari. I have a Calligraph is Melon Punch. There we go, Melon Punch. That's my orange. And then I have a darker, like a hot pink in the Pentel Touch Brush Sign Pen. So that, like I said, is firmest to softest. If you are light-handed, I recommend you warm up in the opposite direction from softest to firmest. So I'm going to start with face. This is the Tombow Fudenosuke. So Tombow is the brand and Fudenosuke is the product line from Tombow. All right, next, slightly softer, in my opinion, is the Zebra Funwari. So Zebra is the brand and Funwari is the product line. Next we have the Calligraph from Archer and Olive. So this is a dual-ended brush pen. It's Archer and Olive is the company, Calligraph is the style, the product line. And we're going to use the small end. And then finally, the softest pen I've chosen for today is the darker pink magenta e-color from the Pentel brush sign pen. So finally, Pentel is the brand, the company, and the brush sign pen is the product line. So let's do a deep dive into the F. The F is one of the letters, like I said, I love it, but I also have to constantly refer back to how I did it, that I loved it, because it's not, in my opinion, as intuitive as some of the capital letters. So here's the lovely letters, the Happy Planner style for F. So it's looking to me like they're starting at the top and they're doing a heavy down on a diagonal, of course. And then they're doing this big swirly thing at the top, which there is no heaviness to the down. It's all light. So they're coming around. So if you're doing a lot of curls and frills, especially on your capital letters, this may be a good way for you to go. And then they're doing, again, in the center, something kind of similar to this. They're coming down and around and across. And then it looks to me like they're doing a little tail here. So this one, they come up and stop. This one, it looks to me like they're doing a tiny little loop that you can't even hardly tell it's a loop because it's closed. So that's one option. Looking at the Tombow free downloadable. So kind of sort of along the same lines, and you could do something like this where they're doing their heavy down, but then they're not lifting the pen to do the center little crossbar. They're just making it a loop. So you could do a stylized version of this. You could slant it and do a big or a small loop and come around and do your little hook, and then they're crossing the top of it. To me, this one looks a little bit T, capital T like, but you know, it's a style. Next I have the Rainbow Crayola Calligraphy book, and so here this is more what I'm doing. So as you'll notice this entrance point here, so see the dot, that's where they're starting. They're doing a light up and across, they're doing a little bit of a loop, and they're doing their heavy down, and then they're doing a little bit of a crossbar. So that looks a little bit more like my entrance to many of my letters. My B, my C, my D, my E, all of my letters. So next I have the boxed set from Crayola. So here they're combining two of the things we just saw. We've got the big crossbar without a curl or a loop, without much of an entrance, just like a crossbar like you'd find on a T. And then they're coming heavy down, light up, looping, and coming across. So to me, that right there, that part of it is clearly an F. The rest of it just kind of fancies it up, so it looks more like calligraphy. Now, I will point out that this being so heavy might be a little bit difficult to do because you're going side to side, not down. But if you use heavy pen pressure, you're going to get a little bit of that line thickness. And then finally, I had the Calligraphy Made Easy book. I got mine at Walmart. I have a link for it from Amazon. You probably can find it other places. So here we go. This is the F that I like. So again, with that entrance stroke that is becoming common to my Judy's personal font, if you will. So starting light up and across, a slightly larger loop down, and then not really a loop here. I think a loop at the top and a loop at the bottom is going to be too much for my font. And then a little bit of a light across with a little tiny bit of a heavy down. So I like the look of that. And then as far as alternates go, there is no alternate F. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Starting with my firmest pen, I have the Tombow. All right, so doing my entrance like I've been doing. I was gonna say you could see an example there, but this is a new month, so light up and across, and then I'll do my loop and come into a heavy down at a diagonal and a little bit of a tail. And then I need to make sure I leave myself enough room to do my little crossbar like that. So a couple things on this first try, and I haven't written this letter in a while. I need to leave myself a little more room here, and I want this to be a little bit longer and more stretched out, just a tiny little bit. All right, so let's try this again. Let's not start at midline. Let's start a little higher to give myself some space, coming all the way across, a little bit longer. Oop, and I'm hitting a sticker. Heavy down diagonal. There. Let's try this. I'm going to be hitting a sticker a lot. Let's see. Okay, here's a bit of a gap. Make sure you go heavy down if you do your little hook there. There. That's a little bit better. Again, I hit a sticker. So this top row, I put too many stickers too close. But anyway, that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna keep going. Too much of a curl there. To me, when I think of capital Fs, I think of a bigger top and a smaller bottom. I think that's why I don't like to put the loop at the bottom. Whew, that one got really crazy big. It's starting to look a little bit more like a T than an F to me for some reason. So, all right, let's now, for me, it's hard for me to make a final decision until I put the letter on a word. And don't worry so much about consistency on your capital letters or repeatability, because chances are you're not gonna write a quote with 2 or 3 or 4 capital Fs in it, right? You're gonna have 1, maybe 2 capital Fs. So as long as you're doing something that you love, don't worry too much about it being absolutely perfectly repeatable. You know what I mean? All right, so let's try fizz. Now, no connector. I think this is the first capital letter where I haven't really had a connector, but that's okay. We'll just keep our spacing really small as compared to really big, and it'll definitely look like one cohesive word. Fizz. See, that to me is very legible, it's very readable, definitely looks like fizz to me, which I think as someone who is truly dyslexic, I struggle if the font is too stylized, so. I think the key for me is keeping this loop here a little bit longer and not round. Too round, a little bit longer, makes it look more like an F to me. And is it me, or has it been forever since we've written a Z? So, all right. Next, we're gonna put the ascender, the L, right next to the F to make sure we've got room for it. So that could be interesting because of me wanting this to be so nice and long. Am I gonna leave myself enough room for the L? So let's give it a try. I think so. It's a tiny bit gappy, but I think it looks okay. The key, I think, for me is getting the angle on the L and the F to be the same. And then also figuring out where to start my L so I keep it nice and close, but I still have room to come around. You know what I mean? Like that is a little bit gappy. A little bit better. So starting my L closer than I would think. I feel like trying to keep those too close has these really squished. That's probably the fanciest I will ever write flu. Looks like flux to me. All right. So hopefully you didn't have any big negative discoveries and need to change your F since there was an L right beside it. Let's try Fort. So of course we've got the OR combination here that we are practicing. Remember, coming out of your O nice and low, so it looks like your R is a full R and not just a half of an R. And then some balance between the F and the T. So So my cross on my T, similar to my cross on my F. I want to be careful not to make it look like the T is taller than the F. To me, that looks a little bit like the T is taller than the F. And my F is my capital letter. It should be the big statement letter, you know. That's a little bit better. These loops are feeling a little bit fat to me. Have you noticed a little awkwardness by this point when you're coming around and you're doing this part of the loop and you're having to push the tip of the pen that way, whereas almost everywhere else we're pulling the tip of the pen, and it can cause you at first to have trouble transitioning from thin to thick here. Keep at it, you'll get there, you'll get it. Go even slower, pretend you're the bionic woman and go even slower, or bionic man, and go even slower when you're at that point, and it'll help a little bit. So, all right, let's put a couple descenders on here. And we're gonna have to play with our spacing so that we make sure and get the top part of the F up in between the lower part of the G and Y that are gonna hang down from the line above it. So let's give this a shot. So we come up and across, way across, and now here we got to push against the direction of the tip of the pen and get it to lay down smoothly. That can be a little bit, it can take a little time to get good at that, but you'll get there. And you're not going to break the tip of your pen. These hand lettering pens are made for that. So So the angle on the G and the Y and the F should all be the same. I think part of the reason I like the F is because, as I've stated a couple times now, it's got a faintly triangular form. So widest at the top, and then the middle, and then smallest at the bottom. I don't know why, I just love that. There's probably some like art reason for liking that, but all right, let's see. Do I want to try to squeeze an F into here? There's a lot of sticker there. I don't think I do. We'll just start over here. Did I grab the wrong pen? I grabbed the wrong pen too. All right, time for our summer coffee order. Frap, anyone? It's definitely hot enough for a frappuccino. So I'm gonna try to squeeze the first F in right there. frap. So I've got great repeatability there between the R and the F. Definitely need to start your R to the left further than you think. Okay, last but not least, one of the words we probably all have been waiting for. Let's write February. Or just F-E-B if you want more practice, because it's a long word, so. I was gonna start to do a normal cursive E, but I don't start my E's there. I start them here. I spelled February wrong. Oh my goodness. All right, well, at least it's spelled right where it counts right there. How many of you saw that and were trying to tell me and I didn't hear you? February. That's pretty. I would totally put that in my planner. So just like the OR on Fort, come out of your B nice and low so that your R has two legs, in my opinion. All right, couldn't quite fit that last one on there, but that's okay. It practiced the important part. There we go, we made it. Let's put it in my planner and compare to last year. I hope you like the F, I really do. Ooh, lots of bleed through. I used some dark juicy pens today. There we go. All right, there are my big capital Fs. Again, one of my favorites, and today's practice did not change that opinion. So there we go. There's Fogey and Frap. And you can see I just took the FE from Fest and changed it to February. So I hope you like this video. I hope you like F as much as I do. I know we've had a couple of more difficult capital letters, surprisingly difficult capital letters, but I think in the opposite direction, F is surprisingly easy. So again, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.